Like this content, consider supporting the Case of the Littlest umbrella. 2 comic books associated with it. 1 message: we can defy gatekeepers. We don't have to lockstep with anyone. If you have checked that out before, well, we added a couple of things while we're in demand. 2 print tier, some more limited edition art, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So today I want to return to one of my favorite talking points, and that is the Vic Mignogna lawsuit. Now this is more reflective on companies out there and how they feel about consumers that don't walk lockstep. It goes right into what I was talking about at the beginning, offering viable alternatives because companies, they have forgotten how they got there in the first place. That's an ugly face for companies too, when they forget exactly how they got there, exactly who they're supposed to cater to, because, well, when you get down to it, you forget the face of your consumer. Your consumer, they'll forget you soon enough. Now this was in a new offering. This was a supplemental motion. It was part of the TCPA motion to dismiss. Now, when you look through it, you have 2 supplemental affidavits, and you also have work contracts. The work contracts I will probably come back to in another video because I think those are really interesting. But in this, I really want to hammer a point home. Here you have the Public Relations Director for Funimation. You see this? Senior Director of Public Relations talking about what they do and what kind of message that they're sending. Now, in this, you're going to have one heck of an insult toward consumers. We've seen this before, but it was added to supplemental. It was cleaned up. So this is the revised version that tells a new story, the one that really Funimation wants to put out there. And when you get down to it, it's some good stuff. So why don't you and I just go through this? So the person, they give their name, Scott B. Now, Scott B., Senior Director of Public Relations at Funimation Productions, LLC. They've had the job since September 2018. I have provided public relations related services Funimation since 2015. As Senior Director of Public Relations at Funimation, I am familiar with Funimation's media and social media-related activities, and I monitor media and social media posts related to Funimation. In my job, I am the chief spokesman for Funimation. I handle all outbound and inbound media inquiries for Funimation. I routinely draft press releases and press statements and review communications for Funimation's Twitter account at Funimation, which necessarily requires me to have knowledge of what is going on at Funimation with respects to its productions, its talent, and its corporate policies as part of my day-to-day activities at the company. As chief spokesman for Funimation, my job duties also require me to be aware of all media attention related to Funimation's productions and talent, including media attention to voice actors who appear in Funimation's productions. In my job, I regularly and actively monitor print and online media related to Funimation's business, including business trade press, online news, and press about the anime industry and community. I do so by performing searches, e.g. Google, and by regularly checking the websites for online publications and media outlets such as Anime News Network, Polygon, IO9, Screen Rant, Newsweek, and Variety, among others. My job duties also require me to monitor social media on a regular basis for information related to Funimation by using social media monitoring tools such as Social Studio, TweetDeck, and Listen First. In the performance of my job duties at Funimation during 2019, I regularly monitored media and social media resources for information related to Vic Mignogna. So you see exactly what they're supposed to do out there. They go out, they monitor all communications with something, and, they deliver certain messages. So here's their monitoring portion. This is about the Vic Mignogna portion, how they're going to go out and try to handle stuff. Now listen to this part. This is the really telling portion, who they're taking aim at when they make a certain statement later. As I stated in my prior affidavit, allegations of misconduct against Mignogna began to receive media and social media attention in January 2019 with the publication of articles by Anime News Network and Polygon.com, as well as tweets and social media posts from members of the anime community. Examples of such media attention were attached to my prior affidavit. During this same time and through today, supporters of Mignogna, many of whom adopted the hashtag #IStandWithVic, threatened and harassed members of the anime community and others who supported the women who alleged misconduct by Mignogna, who used the hashtag #KickVic. So, you have that clearly posted. The bad guys out there, well, they were supporters of Mignogna. They're people that may have used the hashtag #IStandWithVic. But whatever the case, those people out there, they were going out and they were harassing women or the people who supported specific women utilizing the hashtag #KickVic. That statement there, I mean, really think about it. Hashtag #KickVic. That hashtag was started to burn down someone, convention-wise, job-wise. Why? Because of allegations online, not because of any investigation or anything else. Oh no, because this was the right time to unleash this maelstrom, and well, it worked. What these people don't understand, someone like Scott B., we're talking about due process here. We're talking about it for someone like Scott B. If people decided they would get together and burn his job down, his livelihood down, hey, we would be talking about that as well. But, of course, if we did that, we wouldn't be going out and saying, hey, this guy deserves his chance. Oh, no, we would be harassers, right? Ugh. Now, when a company takes that stance, that tells you something. It tells you, number one, that they're trying to do damage control. But number two, what they're saying here is we weren't specifically aiming at Vic Mignogna later on when we see a certain statement. We were aiming at portions of fandom. We were saying something to you. We were telling you, hey, you're harassers and you better cool it. Considering some of the things that these #KickVic people do, yeah, I mean, it's really telling there. But continuing on, by late January, Funimation had received inquiries on social media and from the media whether Funimation intended to take any action or make any statement with respect to Mignogna. Due to the continued publicity surrounding Mignogna, including the allegations against him about inappropriate treatment of women referenced in the online media attached to my prior affidavit, Funimation decided to issue a short statement via Twitter regarding its decision to end its relationship with Mignogna, which Funimation did on February 11, 2019. So right there, they already tell you that this stuff, it was aimed at Mignogna. But they're going to try to follow it up and to say, well, certain portions weren't aimed at him, actually. We were releasing a catch-all, but that catch-all, it was aimed at supporters too, because you know what they stand for. I drafted the Continue Funimation's February 11, 2019 tweets in my role as Senior Director of Public Relations at Funimation. A true and correct copy of Funimation's tweets are attached to Funimation's TCPA motion as Exhibit L. The purpose of the first tweet, February 11th, was to inform the anime public of Funimation's decision to end its relationship with Mignogna, which was a subject of public concern based on a public attention paid to the Mignogna situation in the media and on social media. At the same time and in the same Twitter thread. Now, what they don't tell you is it's latched to the statement, aka it's considered part of it. You know, if you're putting out a chain of tweets, well, we're not going to say that was a message, but it wasn't really connected. No, that was a connected message. But continuing here, Funimation added the following sentence to its tweet. Part of our core mission is to celebrate the diversity of the anime community and to share our love for this genre and to support its positive impact on all. We do not condone any kind of harassment or threatening behavior being directed at anyone. Now that you would say, oh, that's directed at Manana, right? I mean, they just told you. They drafted this stuff together. They were making a public statement with regard to the attention being paid. But no, their damage control method is to say the purpose of this additional tweet, so they treat it as an additional tweet, was to respond to the continued heated back and forth among anime fans about Manana and was an effort to encourage civility in the anime community. So they were saying that's encouraging civility in the quote-unquote anime community. But again, who is that aimed at? Well, we can see exactly where Funimation stands in that. Now, when we think about all of this, whose fault was it? Was it the consumer's fault or the fans, as they like to say? No, it was the company's fault, VA's fault, because they wanted to play a game out in the open. They decided to throw out allegations without substantiation and tell you, hey, if you have a problem with that, well then, you're harassing people. Moreover, these people, they give backpats to some of the worst folks out there. People that not only want to denigrate, but they also want to go out and destroy. They've gone out, they've tried to threaten people's livelihoods, people's families, they've engaged in doxing, anything that they can to put consumers in their place. I mean, truly imagine that, putting consumers in their place like that. Not only that, too, but think about why this was supposedly investigated. I mean, when you look at that claim from Han Leia and what truly motivated them versus what they investigated, oh yeah, I mean, all of that's telling. But you tell me about the impact of this. What do you think about all of this? If you like this content, too, as I said, check out The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. There are other things that are linked in the description as well, but this has been our message to gatekeepers. Now, while it's in demand, meaning while we work on it, you can still basically get involved in it, but when it's gone, it is gone. We have a 2-print tier that we added. I wanted to add this as something, so people could look at it and, you could actually pick up something. Even if you had already picked up, you could actually pick up something more. We also added in an original art section because other people had been asking to get involved in that, and once that's gone, yeah, that's all gone there. Now, as far as this stuff goes, let me know what you think about it. Does it impact your willingness to support a company, to support VAs? Do you find this division and then this finger pointing something that truly impacts escapism? Because for me, yeah, this kind of stuff does. When people label you the bad guy and they give other people a free pass out there, it says plenty. Closing, while these people, they forget exactly who empowers these endeavors, I want to thank you. I appreciate you showing up, agree, disagree, whatever comments that you want to throw out there. Still, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you checking out the project, and I appreciate you going out and trying to make sure that due process is something that's established. So, I want to end by saying thank you again, appreciate you, and we'll be doing this again soon. Thanks.